Have you ever seen an old photo of yourself and thought, who let me go out looking like that? Relax. It happens to all of us. Fashion changes, and hair is one of the first things that shows when a style has gone out of date. Today, I'll tell you about 5 haircuts that will no longer be in style in 2025, even if you still see them around. This isn't to make you run to the barber and shave your head, but it is to help you open your eyes. Let's begin. Cut number 5. The overly sharp undercut. For years, the undercut was the definition of style. Shaved sides, long top, perfectly slicked back. At the time, it felt like the ultimate cut. Clean, modern, full of attitude. But in 2025, that look doesn't tell the same story anymore. Now it feels like a postcard from another era. Why doesn't it work anymore? Because the structure is too rigid. It has that overproduced vibe that no longer matches current trends. Today's styles lean towards something else. More natural, versatile, human. Another issue, the extreme undercut is unforgiving. If it's not perfectly styled, it looks sloppy. If it's too perfect, you end up looking like a video game character. And it's not very adaptable. Those sharp contrasts highlight things most people don't want to show: receding hairlines, asymmetry, or lack of volume. In contrast, 2025 cuts blend transitions more smoothly. Fades are subtle, almost invisible, and the top is layered with texture for movement. The goal isn't to look like you just left the barbershop every 12 hours. It's to look good even effortlessly. So if you're still rocking that ultra-defined undercut, it may be time to rethink it. Not because it's forbidden, but because the visual language of today is different. Updating your cut can also mean updating how you feel about your own image. Cut number 4. The exaggerated faux hawk. The faux hawk had its glory days. Not a punk mohawk, but trying to look like one. It was that middle ground between formal and rebellious. An attempt to say, I've got personality, but still within limits. The idea was simple: short sides, volume in the center, and a subtle peak. In theory, dynamic. In practice, complicated. The problem was that it never looked truly natural. To pull it off, you needed the perfect mix of product, face shape, and attitude. Truth be told, very few could sustain it without looking like they were cosplaying themselves. In 2025, this style no longer feels bold. It just feels nostalgic. It also has a visual problem. It unnaturally forces attention to the center of the head, often breaking facial harmony. And let's not forget, it's a product slave. If it's not styled just right, it collapses. And when it collapses, it looks worse than a simple haircut gone wrong. Today's cuts adapt to the natural movement of the hair. They work with its natural fall, respect texture, and are designed for everyday life. It's no longer about having a style that can withstand a hurricane. It's about looking good without forced effort. So if you're still spending 20 minutes shaping that faux hawk every morning, maybe what you're trying to show isn't in tune with your current self anymore. And that's fine. Change is also part of style. Cut number 3, the bowl cut. There was a time when the bowl cut made a comeback as an alternative style. It showed up on runways, on social media, with the message that it was retro, conceptual, daring. But that moment is gone. In 2025, the bowl cut went back to what it's always been: a visual mistake that flatters almost no one. Its structure is rigid, a heavy straight line circling the head. The problem is that it ignores natural face shapes, doesn't work with hair texture, and kills movement. The result looks like a helmet: unmovable, uniform, and disconnected from the person wearing it. Let's be honest, very few people can pull off a bowl cut. You'd need a symmetrical face, long neck, and runway-level attitude, and even then, it looks forced. Visually, it gives off a childish or cartoonish vibe. Instead of projecting style, it projects an outdated caricature, and when it grows out, it doesn't evolve gracefully. It falls apart, loses shape, and leaves awkward strands in the wrong places. Current styles go for something more organic. Cuts that allow movement, grow gracefully, and match real life. If you're still holding on to the bowl cut as part of your look, maybe it's time to rethink it. Playing with nostalgia is one thing. Being stuck in it is another. Cut number 2. The wet look with too much gel. There was a time when the wet look meant elegance. That classic shiny gel style, stiff, precisely combed. It said, "I'm ready, prepared, perfectly under control." The problem is that today, that look isn't seen as stylish. It's seen as excessive. Heavy gel creates an artificial shine that looks greasy. It's hard to manage, leaves residue, and makes your hair look tense, as if every strand is on high alert. And it doesn't forgive mistakes. A gust of wind or the touch of a pillow and all your effort collapses. In 2025, hair goes in the opposite direction. Natural texture and real movement. Products today don't try to control hair like an enemy. They work with it. Matte or semi-matte finishes are preferred, with manageable volume and styles you can fix with your hands, without needing to go back home. On top of that, the exaggerated wet look makes you look older. Instead of projecting freshness, it makes you look rigid. If you still use this style every day, it might be a good idea to try light creams or styling wax. You'll see the difference right away. More relaxed, more modern, and more you. Cut number 1. The hard-lined fade with no transition. The fade was, and still is, a defining technique in men's styles. But not all fades survive the test of time. One that definitely lost popularity in 2025 is the fade with sharp drawn lines. Those cuts that look like they were made with a compass and ruler, where each section is separated like geological layers. This type of cut creates harsh divisions between the sides, the middle, and the top. What once looked like precision now looks artificial. The overly sharp lines make the cut rigid, unnatural, even aggressive. Another problem, these fades age badly. After just a few days, the lines blur, and what was once sharp becomes a shadow that ruins the whole shape. In 2025, what's trending is smooth transition, a fade that blends naturally, almost as if the hair shaped itself. No hard edges, just gradual movement from one zone to another. This doesn't just look more modern, it's also more flattering for different faces, ages, and styles. If you're still asking for the razor fade, maybe what you want is order or cleanliness. But there are better ways to get that without losing naturalness. Sometimes the real change isn't in stopping your haircut, it's in how you choose to cut it. As you've seen, there are haircuts that simply lost their place in 2025. Not because they're horrible or because it's forbidden to wear them, but because they no longer represent what today's fashion wants to express. Now, what's valued is natural, authentic, effortless flow. And that includes your hair. It's not always about a drastic change. Sometimes it's about adjustments. Updating your cut can also mean updating how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. If one of these cuts still lives on your head, literally, maybe this video was the sign you were waiting for. And if you're wondering, okay, so which cuts are trending in 2025? I'll leave you with a video right after this one, where we talk about the most requested haircuts this year. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment telling me which cut brings you the most nostalgia.